there's a lot of coaches out there that'll tell you, they'll tell you all the things you need to be doing in a relationship. We actually live it. We live it day to day. We live it moment to moment.
You know, working together with John is a constant place to practice what we teach, quite frankly, because it can be depolarizing when you're with your partner all the time, and I'm in a masculine role, and he obviously is as well. So we really do use what we teach in our relationship.
I'm John Hall, and my wife.
I am Sandy Sembler.
Super excited to get to talk to y'all today.
Absolutely. We talk about the art of creative intimacy, you know, how to make art out of your emotions. How do you make art out of someone not taking the garbage out, for example, or someone doesn't take out the trash, or what have you. And so we talk about these 3 stages of communication, where the 3rd stage is one that's truly heartfelt and will make each other better, right? Yeah. And how can I let him know if he says something that hurts my feelings? And you know, the crazy things you do when I maybe start nagging you about a chore or something like that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, there's a couple of parts. I think first off, it's art, because it's not, there's a bit of science behind it, but there's a lot of using your own creativity to really make the best of your relationship. I think the other part is just really recognizing and honoring the gifts that we bring each other and the gifts that men and women bring each other in a relationship.
One of the emotions that I love to share with women is the art of devotion. You know, when's the last time you could actually say you were devoted to a cause or to your partner? It's somewhat frowned upon.
One of the things that I love doing, that we both love doing, is taking the complaints of men and turning it around to where once they understand it, right, and once both partners understand how we're built, we can actually lift each other so fast, we can lift each other up so quickly, and more than this downward spiral that we can get caught in. Right, for men, the biggest complaints that we hear from men are really that they either feel their woman's heart is closed, they're being controlled, or they're being criticized. And helping men to be able to recognize this, to navigate this, and to lead their relationship out of this is such a turnaround when they're able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the masculine is consciousness, right? And remember, the feminine wants to feel seen, heard, understood, and feel safe. And there's something to be said about when we as women may not feel as safe when we're witnessing the masculine. And this is the same thing for same-sex relationships, by the way. When someone's constantly moving like that, what we find is that whoever's literally moving more in the moment or speaking more in the moment is more feminine in the moment. It doesn't mean that they're feminine at their core necessarily, but we as women, to be able to reveal our open heart. It's not safe for us to do it if we're not revealed to someone who can hold it.
I think one of the biggest differences in the way that we approach our work with couples is, first off, this is not about trying to even either side out. We're lifting both sides up so that they're leveling up and the relationship's leveling up. I think the second thing is that the embodiment work we do, it just provides such a different technique. You know, when people are just sitting and talking, and there's a power to talk therapy, right? There's absolutely a power to that, but there's so many different ways for that communication to go wrong. And when we set a couple up and we are doing a diagnostic and seeing how they relate to each other and how their bodies relate to each other, it's powerful. The insights that we lead are just, they're game changing.
It is, and the thing is, we've been trained to read bodies. We've been trained in trauma, and so John and I have the ability to be able to witness a couple together and know pretty quickly, you know, probably where the nuances are, where we can step in. It's different because we're not here to ruminate stories. We're here to actually talk about the feelings behind the incident that caused there to be some type of disconnect. And by doing that, we can get really radically honest. It's magnificent, you know, when we witness a woman's heart who's been closed for so long open up. When there's forgiveness where maybe they never thought they could ever forgive again. So if you've watched this and you're feeling compelled to reach out because we said something that touched your heart, or you felt seen or heard, or you're like, yes, I see that, I want more of that in my relationship, or I thought that there was no hope and maybe we gave you a glimmer of hope, we would really, really invite you to reach out to us. How we do this is through a quick phone call, and we get to diagnose, like, what's the next steps.
So if this appealed to you, if you heard something today that resonated with you and your relationship, then reach out to us, connect with us, and we'll take it from there.
We'll take it from there.